It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. I'm back with another beer from Stone Brewing Company. Picked this up in my local craft bottle shop about a month or two ago now. This is Stone Brewing Company and Deschutes. Deschutes, man. Love Deschutes beer. It's called Let's Be Homies, a Hazy IPA, an India Pale Ale brewed with honey. I think this is a 500ml can. 1 pint, 16 fluid ounces. 1 pint. So it's not 500ml, is it? It's 500 and... The American determination of a pint is different to UK. I think an American pint in milliliters is 568. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a little bit more than 500ml. This looks really good. It cost me £3.75 for the can. It's 7.5% ABV. There we are, Cardiff Discount Drinks. Wonderful place. Unbelievable place for craft beer. You go in, you're faced with bread and milk and sweets and chocolate and crisps. Your regular kind of corner shop. But then on the right hand side, it's like this beer wall, like you've never seen in your life. Unbelievable place. Let's get it out into a glass, see what we get. I've not had a Deschutes beer in years. Some brewers in America, your Sierra Nevadas, your Stone, even your Sam Smiths, your Boston Lager, they're very interested to break the UK market. But there's some brewers in America that are doing amazing things in the brewing world. Deschutes being one. But they just do what they do. They're just quite happy staying in their kind of region, if you like. They're not looking to get their beer into the UK. They're looking to serve a local market. Oh my goodness me. Not concentrated. I'm having a look at this beer now and blimey, look at the... Wow, look at the sediment in there. I love the look of that beer. That looks absolutely wonderful. We got a 3-finger white head. Suspension, I call it. Haze suspension. Remember the old Austin Metros, Austin Maestros? They had that kind of weird suspension on it. Was it hydroelastic? I don't know, something along those lines. I used to have it. I had 3 Metros. I had 3 Austin Metros. They were blooming great cars. And I had a Maestro van. My Maestro van was amazing. Concrete lintels on the roof. Chucked everything in there. Brilliant van. Anyway, we're talking suspension, not car suspension, which led me down that path. We're talking about sediment suspension in the glass. It looks like a golden honey looking coloured beer, nice and hazy. Shall we get the aroma? This is more like it, Stone. This is more like it. I say that because I bought a Stone beer in the same shop. It was called Stone Hazy IPA, and I just didn't like it. It just wasn't a Stone beer for me. It was like they'd fallen from grace. They'd fallen from the heady heights that when you thought of a Stone beer years ago, it was always top quality. This smells more like it. This smells like they're back on track. Lemon, grapefruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. A little bit of honey in there. A little bit of spiciness and pepperiness. That kind of classic American sweetness in the beer. Because they travel from America to the UK, the hops always drop off a little bit, and it gives the malt, especially in the American double IPAs, you can really get a sense of that kind of sweet malt coming through because of that hop drop off. But that, I feel, gives the beer balance anyway, and I like balance in my beers. So anyway, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, that's really interesting. The honey gives it a soupy consistency. It gives it kind of a real stickiness, a real kind of full-bodied feel in the mouth. Oh, that is really interesting. That is really different. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, first and foremost. It's quite a carbonated beer. I think the beer would be quite astringent. I think it's got... Oh, it's quite raw. It's quite raw and bitter. There's an astringency to it. Wow. But the honey somehow just about, remember Hodor, hold the door, you know, it's like Hodor, it's like the honey's Hodor and he's holding back, he's holding, oh, he wasn't like that, was he? Had his back against the door. It's like it's holding back all of that kind of real astringent, quite astringent actually, hop bitterness. I don't know what Stone have used in terms of whether they've used fresh hops or they've used hop oils or they've used hop concentrates, or there's so many different kind of ways of hopping a beer these days. And because of hop shortages, brewers are looking for ways to because the price goes up. As soon as there's a hop shortage, the price of beer goes up, and brewers look at other ways to get the flavours in the beer that they want you to taste. I'm not saying they're cutting corners. I'm not saying Stone are cutting corners here, but maybe I am all at the same time. I don't know. It's a little bit artificial. That kind of hop astringency is a little bit artificial, but cleverly done. Cleverly done with the honey. Hold the door, Hodor, he's up against the door, holding all of that kind of astringency back is that honey. So the honey is giving off sweetness, is battling. You've got sweetness over here, you've got bitterness over here. It's a bit like this. There's a bit of a kind of a battle going on. A bit like a tightrope walker going across a rope. A bit like an angler gliding a free-flying plane through the sky, a glider. It's a bit like this, you know? Sweetness, bitterness, sweetness, bitterness. But for me, that's what makes beer brilliant. I love balance in a beer. I love that fight. I love that balance. I love that kind of battle between the sweetness and the bitterness. It's like a fight going on in your mouth. That said, and I've had 3 Stone beers now in the last 2 months, and I'm going to say it's slightly sad. It's slightly sad that I've come to the conclusion now that Stone are not quite where they were. They used to, when I first got into craft beer, everybody would kind of, if you can get an American craft beer, it's called Stone Brewing Company. It was back in 2010. If you can get a few of their beers, you know, they're just incredible. The beer is incredible. I had American people back in the day, 2012, 2011, contacting me saying, oh, we like your channel. We really want you to try this Stone Brewing Company beer. And they'd be sending me Ruination in the post. For, you know, they were paying it with their own hard-earned cash. They were sending me, buying a beer, sending it to here on the channel. And they really, really wanted to let me try Stone Brewing Company beer. And it was exciting. It was exciting. And when I went to beer festivals, when I went to the Great British Beer Festival 2012 with Rob from Hopsy, we went straight to the American bar and we were drinking keg Stone Sublimely Self-Righteous. And it was just the most worldly, incredible beer that you were ever going to taste in your life. I don't think Stone are there anymore. I don't think they're at that kind of level. I don't think they want to, or I don't think they need to be. As sad as that sounds, I don't think they need to be at that level anymore, because I think I don't think they've gone as far as companies like Brewdog, where they're kind of mainstream now and they don't have to kind of like rely so much on the craft beer individual to buy their beer. They don't have to rely on producing incredible beer week after week, month after month, year after year, because they've got their local kind of I'm trying to word this as to not offend anyone. People who are maybe not as interested as in craft beer, they want to taste something new, they want to try something new, but they're not as interested. They're not like a big craft beer enthusiast. They're your kind of casual craft beer drinker that wants to try something slightly different from a Budweiser or a Foster's or a Carlin. And I think these breweries have realised that now, and I think they've realised that, as sad as it sounds, they don't have to brew completely amazing beer anymore. They can get away with brewing kind of stuff like this, which is slightly astringent. It's clever. The honey's holding back that kind of bitter astringency with that sweetness, and it's a bit of a mask-up job. It's masking the astringency of the bitterness with the honey, which is a bit of a shame, because Stone wouldn't have done that years ago. But anyway, it feels like I'm rambling now. It does feel like I'm rambling, so I'm gonna rate it and then go. Not the company they once were. That said, it's enjoyable enough. I won't tip it down the sink. I'll drink it. I'll enjoy it for what it is. It's a cleverly brewed beer. I'm tasting. There's a lot of astringency in there. A bitter kind of astringency on the back of the throat. It's a 6 out of 10 at best. 6 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.